today to stand up for women's rights. We are here today to stand up for the rights of gay people and of children. The Supreme Court ruled in April that the legal definition of the word woman for the purposes of the Equality Act 2010 is biologically female, those of us who are adult human females. Unfortunately, many parts of British society, including universities, many councils, businesses, are continuing to act as though this ruling has just not happened. And so we are here today to put them on notice, to tell them, like, we are paying attention, you are not enforcing the law, and you need to enforce the law.
Keir Starmer, do your job! Keir Starmer, do your job!
It's a massive folly to choose genderism over women and women's safety and dignity and privacy. And if the governments and the politicians keep choosing men who pretend to be women over women, then that folly will be their downfall.
Who was as right 200 years ago as she is today? And the MOJ statistics prove it beyond any shadow of doubt.
199 days since the Supreme Court ruled what a woman is. What we always knew a woman was an adult human female.
Tick-tock, time is up. Tick-tock, time is up. Tick-tock, time is up. Tick-tock, time is up.
I've been invited here to centre my penis in this fight for women's rights, my son's penis. He came out as trans after coming out as gay. We suspected he might turn out gay as a little boy. He could have turned out to be a heterosexual man who liked theatre, but we always decided that what we do is we just say things like, when you get a girlfriend when you grow up, or a boyfriend, just a single, it was fine, but not to foreclose his options, because he could have been a heterosexual man who liked the theatre. Anyway.
Sport is played with the physical bodies of men and women. It is not played with feelings. And as much as I would love to be inclusive and take everyone on board Maiden, you know, it's just not possible. It's a very small boat. We can't be inclusive in sport because sport is about safety and fairness. Yep. I can't self-identify into the under-16s boys football team, much as I'd like to.
Tick-tock, time is up. Tick-tock, time is up. Tick-tock, time is up.
I see patients in urgent care, and I see trans people and I see detrans people, and it breaks my heart to see the harms to these people that's been done by my profession. It's absolutely shameful that the NHS is doing this to people. And it's not just the NHS, it's private providers as well. We must stop this. Yes. I'm angry at my profession, and I'm dismayed that this is happening.
The question is, does a male teacher pretend he's now a woman harm anybody? Yes! It tells the children, both boys and girls, that being a woman is nothing but a feeling. That being a female is not a biological reality. A male teacher claiming to be a woman tells girls they have no rights to any boundaries. If an adult male can claim to be a woman, a boy can claim to be a girl. It leaves girls with no right to privacy from the male gaze, no right to dignity or safety. Telling children that when a male teacher puts on a dress, they should refer to him as Miss, not Sir. It's demanding children validate the teacher's immersive role play.
Keir Starmer, do your job! Keir Starmer, do your job! Tick-tock, time is up! Tick-tock, time is up!
1 year ago today, hundreds of us gathered in London outside the German embassy to protest and stand with the women in Germany as their disgusting self-ID law came into law. It's a cruel and dreadful law, one in which parents can change the sex marker of their children from birth.
David Lammy, do your job!
You should not have to have a history of sexual abuse or rape to have single-sex spaces. So, speaking for myself, I went to the Everyman Cinema, aptly named, in Leeds. And because I've not done my bladder exercises as by Gussie Grips, and because I've got multiple sclerosis, that's my other excuse, I needed to go and use the toilet during the film, which meant it was quite far away and there was nobody else walking. But as I was walking there, a man was walking in front of it, and they were unisex toilets, floor to ceiling, lockable with a cubicle and a sink in. And I see some women saying those are acceptable. I don't think they are. This man looked back at me and all he did was smirk, and there was absolutely no way was I going in those facilities then. And I never went back to that cinema. And it's not like I've got a history of trauma, I've been very fortunate in that, but I just knew that I couldn't go in there. So it's about time. The Supreme Court has spoken. It's very clear. You're not helping boys like my son because you're painting a target on his back, because women will be very angry. He's gay, he's confused, he's been groomed, he's been manipulated. And these boys are not being helped by being lied to by the medical profession. So anybody that follows me on Twitter, you will know that he has got now nearly a 7 times increase of multiple sclerosis because of these drugs, and whatever genetic predisposition he has from me. And the prognosis for males who get multiple sclerosis is much worse than for females. So I'm pretty unscathed. So thank you to Biology Imagine and all the doctors that are standing against this. I haven't been to my doctors in 10 years, but I stay registered with them so that I can send them research in the hope that they are shamed for what they are doing for the healthy bodies of gay boys like my son. Thank you.
Where's Streeting? Do your job! Where's Streeting? Do your job! Tick-tock, time is up! Tick-tock, time is up!
In Berlin alone, over 2,400 people have changed their legal sex within just 1 year, including a child under 5.
Child abuse!
Let me share 3 real cases that show what this law means in practice. Number 1, a convicted far-right extremist now identifies as a woman and is demanding to be placed in the women's prison. Under current law, authorities can hardly say no. Secondly, Doris Langer, a gym owner, has run a woman-only fitness studio for only 30 years. She is now being sued for denying entry to a male person who identifies as a woman. And finally, a family is at risk of losing custody of their teenage son after expressing concerns about his desires to transition. They're now fighting in court just to stay involved in his life.
Yvette Cooper, do your job! Yvette Cooper, do your job! Tick-tock, time is up! Tick-tock, time is up! Jess Phillips, do your job! Jess Phillips, do your job! Tick-tock, time is up! Tick-tock, time is up!
100 years since women got our own swimming pond on Hampstead Heath. And as pond, and that's why they want it so much. There are 3 ponds, but these men who say they're women don't want to go to the mixed pond, despite it being perfectly nice and safe, because this has got nothing to do with their safety. It's a takeover of women's space, of our language, our safety, our privacy, our dignity, and our joy. Every single thing that women have built for ourselves, they want to destroy. The cranks at the Corporation of the City of London insist that women must include men in our toilets, in our changing rooms, in our meadows, and in our pond. Their sham consultation is a joke. We're not gonna let them get away with it. Sex Matters is taking them going to court, and they will win, because the law is clear. Where it says women only, men must not be allowed in.
Lisa Nundy!
I'm here to talk about our local authorities. These organisations are responsible for the delivery of vital services to residents, important services that directly impact women and girls, such as children's services, education, leisure services, provision of rape and domestic violence services, and accommodation for vulnerable homeless women. We already know several councils have a formal statement that say trans women are women and have already introduced self-ID into their services. These include Cambridge, Manchester, Norwich, Hackney, and of course Bristol, where recently 10 Green councillors marched out of a council meeting after residents asked about the rights of women. I'm involved in work to find out what local authorities are doing in response to the Supreme Court judgment, and what I've seen doesn't fill me with any confidence. Of 317 English councils, half are waiting for guidance before they do anything. So there's no policy review, no training review, even though the law is the law and any guidance does not change that. A quarter of these councils have sent out staff communications. Only a handful of these say anything at all about sex-based rights and women. The majority of the staff communications focus on inclusivity. Seeing this ruling as just about trans people, no mention of woman, lesbian or female. Council staff communication was full of how upsetting and distressing this judgment was, how much anxiety and pain it's causing, and just how complex it all is. One council, Essex County Council, quote, "There's no urgent action for us to take in response to this decision, i.e. the law. We need to act thoughtfully and calmly in a way in which keeps everyone safe. We don't need to change guidance on use of facilities in the short term. The guidance does not make anything we do obviously illegal, though it may increase litigation risk in some cases." They've said this out loud. The council is happy to live with increased risk, and the risk is us, to us, with the protected characteristic of sex and our gender critical beliefs. Another council, Stroud, say, "We do not underestimate the difficulty of this situation and want to make it clear to trans, intersex, non-binary staff and residents whose lives have been thrown into uncertainty that this council is committed to ensuring everyone feels safe." So there's no apology. There's no recognition that the rights of women may have been compromised. It's almost like we don't matter. I've worked in large organisations, so I know the effort that it takes drafting this type of communication. There will have been a number of very, very highly paid staff that have pored over every word of that communication. These staff council communications tell me that councils will have to be dragged kicking and screaming to follow the law and provide female-only services. So this is a call to action for you. We cannot let up the pressure on our councils. Write to your councillors, find out who the chief exec is, who the leader is, and make sure that they know that you know the law and you demand they follow it.
Lisa Nandy, do your job! Lisa Nandy, do your job! Tick-tock, time is up! Tick-tock, time is up! Yvette Cooper, do your job! Yvette Cooper, do your job! Tick-tock, time is up! Tick-tock, time is up!
There are currently 34 sports in England alone who are flouting the law. It's so depressing to watch how easy it was to strip away the rights that women have spent the last 100 years fighting for. How easy it was. Where were the studies done? All these studies they're doing now because men are offended and men can't get into women's sports. All the studies that are being done now. Where were those studies when we were being thrown out of our own sports? Why are sports governing bodies so dismissive of women's rights? Why are they so dismissive of our rights to fair and safe sports? Why do they find it so easy to throw our rights away? No one is saying that trans people cannot play sport. We are simply saying that everyone must compete in the category to which their body belongs. The feisty Sharon Davis, she's even more feisty than I am. It's scary. The two of us together, we're like little and large. She's about 6 foot tall. Sharon Davis and I are currently working on an initiative. We are going to start tackling sports governing bodies. We are going to start holding some feet to some fires. We're going to start talking to insurance companies who may not know that they're just about to be liable for a lot of lawsuits. And what is it going to take for sports to realise? Is it going to be a woman with a broken neck? Is it going to be an injury? Is it going to be a death? So we're going to start pointing these things out to sports governing bodies. We're going to start getting a little bit legal. Ridiculous that women have to get legal to have our rights back. We'll be launching that soon. There will be resources online. What we want to do is provide you with the methods and the resources that you can start tackling sports governing bodies. Sharon gets hundreds of emails and letters all the time from mums who don't want boys in their daughters' school sports teams. They've had enough. So, Keir Starmer,
Do your job!
do your job. Do your job. We've had enough. This is the hill that I will die on. The law is the law. Women want our stuff back.
They can push you into floor to ceiling and rape you, and nobody will be able to get in. They can push you in and rape you there. Don't use them. Resist them.
The clowns in the Labour government are delaying the HRC guidance for up to a year, saying it's too complicated, when in fact it's crystal clear. Men are not women, and where it says women only, men are not welcome here. Women means female only, and as our sisters in Scotland are saying right now, women won't weesh. I don't know how to say weeshed in Welsh, but I know that women across Britain are coming out today because we won't shut up. We'll keep on speaking and meeting and marching again and again until every single women's space and service in this beautiful. beautiful country is rid of men.
They can push you into floor to ceiling and rape you, and nobody will be able to get in. They can push you in and rape you there. Don't use them. Resist them.
Women
Why do you think they're not enforcing the law? I mean, they should be, right?
Yeah, they should be. I think there's a lot of fear. I think there's a lot of misunderstanding. I think there's a lot of people have been very misinformed by a lot of legal departments, I think, saying that actually it's more complicated, or that, the HRC are somehow delaying their guidance. It's incredibly simple. No men and women's spaces, regardless of how they identify. And so, yeah, we're here to make them realize that we are paying attention, women are paying attention, and women do care about this, and we're not going to back down just because you're pretending it hasn't happened.
Together, side by side.